This is Asmita, a member of the Gindi Times, the official campus magazine of CEG, ACTEC, and SAP. I feel thrilled to present to you the competitive exam series, a series that aims to provide aspirants with valuable knowledge that we believe will help them embark on a journey towards success. We are pleased to have Mr. Mukund, an industrial biotechnology student from ACTEC, with us today. He scored 739 marks in his GATE biotechnology paper and went on to secure an All India rank of 50. Congratulations, Mukund, and thank you for being with us today. Please tell us about how you felt when you first saw the results and realized that you had aced the GATE examination with such a good result.
To be honest, Ashmita, I was taken by surprise. I wasn't expecting that. And the portal usually releases the response sheet in the last week of February, and we were discussing it, and it was fine. But I didn't expect to get an All India rank of 50. I was very happy, and definitely I'd like to thank all the faculty members of my department.
Wow, that sounds really good. When did you realize that you wanted to write the GATE examination and how did you make that decision?
I mean, you don't have a lot of options as in the competitive exams to enter for higher education. And I realized it uh, during my second year that I wanted to give GATE. And it opens opportunities to a different world of higher education, as well as you also get job opportunities with GATE. So I
Looks
realized
like
it in my second year.
looks like you made the decision pretty early on. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Uh, do you have any advice for the students who are in a dilemma about choosing between internship preparation and competitive exam preparation, since both require completely different approaches?
Sure, I agree. I think people will be in a great dilemma, students especially, because uh, internship is more of a real world experience where you get to learn the real world problems and get to solve it. Whereas GATE competitive exams is for aspirants who want to go for higher education. It's more for like if you want to switch to another field or go in depth in a particular field. Say, for instance, in biotechnology, if you want to learn more about genetic engineering or any specific aspect, you want to choose it properly. And I think people should be clear, they should get guidance from their faculty, and it also depends on their interest as to whether to go for a competitive exam or for an intern. But my kind suggestion is that prepare for both, because GATE is not a very tough exam. If you concentrate on both, you can definitely get an opportunity in both places.
I hope that this helps a lot of students make their decision. So the next question has two parts. The first one is, when did you start your preparation for the exam? And considering that you gave your examination in February of 2020, how did you juggle college work and GATE preparation?
Sure. I think I'm going to go with the overstated statement that you have to start preparing from the first day of your college. That holds true for GATE, especially because it's more of a test that tests your fundamentals, an exam that tests your fundamentals. So you have to basically sit through the college. All the 4 years that you sit through college is very important from day one. And yeah, and the second part, answering the second part, I think in my department, my eighth semester had a full-time research project. My project work was full-time, so it was quite hectic. And uh, since I started preparing from beforehand, that I didn't really prepare for exam. You just make sure that every time you sit in a class, you grasp all the fundamentals. You're strong in the fundamentals.
That sounds pretty great. And why did you choose to study on your own? What do you feel are the advantages and disadvantages of studying on your own now that you've done it?
I think a couple of my friends did opt for coaching centers. They have online prep and an offline prep. But I chose, to prepare on my own because I was confident that I can do it. It depends on the person's ability. You need to judge. The best judges yourself. So if you think you have the discipline to go about for a self prep is actually very flexible. I mean, you can do a lot more than coaching centers. Coaching centers are usually, uh, they help you in the last step. You can't depend on them completely. You need to do your preparation work.
So I hope the students can make their own decision for themselves. Could
Yeah.
you please brief us about the resources that you used for this examination?
I used the internet mostly because you have a lot of guides, and you have also a lot of standard guides that you can use. And uh, what I can suggest to students is there is this NPTEL portal, Coursera, and all these different internet courses that you can access, which are very helpful for GATE.
So I guess people will be able to find their resources.
Yeah,
Maybe
definitely. You can actually browse the internet a lot. Just look through the subjects. Whatever you're studying in the college, just look it up on Google. You have tons of resources. And I think before you sit to prepare for exam, from day one, if you start doing this, you will be familiar with the whole internet world because it's very big and there are a lot of unwanted resources online. So you need to pick the right one. So it needs a bit of practice.
so it's about being able to choose whichever one is useful and then being able to use it properly to the best of their ability. So that's
Definitely, you
very
need to
nice.
skip through all the infos.
Go through everything. Yeah. Maybe know your exam preparation strategy and like, did you make any modifications to the way you started studying or the way you started revising once the exam was around the corner?
My strategy is basically, it's a strategy for everyone, is that everyone should be thorough with the pattern and the types of questions that are going to come and the syllabus, which is very important. Now that GATE has introduced, opportunity for third year students to appear for it, so you can study the syllabus beforehand, get to know it, and that should get you on as to how to prepare. And as to the specific strategies, you need to there are sections, typically 10 sections, and each section has specific topics that you have to go through. Just make sure that once again you're strong with the fundamentals, all the
So
basic questions.
So talking about the new introductions in the GATE 2021 examination, so they've also introduced multiple select questions, that is MSQs in GATE 2021 examination. Do you feel like it has any advantages over the numerical type questions, or what do you think about this new introduction?
I think these aptitude tests and these MSA type questions are a bit tricky, and because you need to select all the right options. If you don't select the right option, you lose. You don't get the full marks, and if you select the wrong option, again you don't get the full marks. But one advantage is that you don't have negative markings for it. So all these numeric type answers as well as MSA, my kind suggestion is that go for it. Just even if you don't know, just go for it because you're not going to lose marks.
Yeah, that's very true.
You might get
Uh,
lucky actually.
yeah, thank you for that insight. How do you think that the courses offered by our college had an impact on your preparation strategy?
Sure. I think our syllabus is actually very comprehensive, and you don't need to go for a lot of additional prep materials because most of the syllabus is in of GATE is actually covered in our syllabus. It's very comprehensive. So if you're very thorough with all the syllabus that you are being taught in the college, I think you can easily crack GATE.
That's very nice. And now that we've talked about how to prepare before the examination, what would you say are the strategies that one should adopt during the examination?
During the examination, I think the most important strategy is you need to segment the whole exam. As in, what I mean by that is first make sure that you answer all the questions that you know. You're 100% sure that you know. Then there are questions because you have negative markings in GATE. You have to be sure. For 1 mark, it's 1/3. For a wrong answer, 1/3 mark is deducted. So you need to be calculative as to be sure that you answer the questions that you're doubtful selectively so that you're not answering. Your goal is to not answer all the 65 questions. It's to make the right choice.
Wow, that sounded pretty
and not
useful.
get tensed actually, and not get tensed
Yeah,
during the examination.
true. That sounds pretty useful. Thank you for that. And what is the validity of the GATE score? So once a person has written the GATE score and they have it with them, what kind of opportunities open up for them?
So these are two different parts. Validity of gate score is that it's 3 years validity. So the usually the results come out during March 16th usually. So it goes on for 3 years. So the gate score that you get is valid for 3 years. And one has to understand that gate is just a qualifying examination. And each university for higher education has its own cutoff. The rank cutoff and the
Yeah.
score cutoff that you have to qualify in order to get selected, and then they have additional different filtering mechanisms to select you. And as for different opportunities that get open up, the main thing that people write gate is for higher education to go for mtechs, and the other is the psus. There are, if I'm not wrong, there are 14 different psus that take students, that employ students through gate. And to be on a safer side, one should aim to be at least in the top 250 rank.
Oh,
It's just a ballpark, it changes every time. So if you are in the top 250 to 500, I think it's a safer option.
and does the validity of the GATE score change when you want to apply for PSUs, like when you want to try and work for
Yeah,
PSUs?
yeah,
Or
definitely. I totally forgot. For PSUs, it's just if I'm appearing for 2020 gate, it's valid only for 2020. I can't, that validity is not for 3 years. That is only for higher education. So for PSUs, you have to make sure that you crack that year's gate.
so the person will have to make that decision about choosing between higher studies and working in that particular year itself.
Exactly, true. One has
Oh,
to be clear on it.
yeah, true. So, and preparing for an exam like this, it can be very taxing and very hectic. So how did you handle that stress?
Uh, uh, Handling the stress is actually, it depends on person to person. So for me, it was like, there is this technique called active recall. People have, students usually don't know the right way to study. There are actually scientific ways to study. You need to be studying in a particular way, not just if I'm studying a topic right now, say a chapter on molecular biology. I'm studying it today. I can't go after 3 days. I can't study it, revise it again. So you have to test yourself. So one way to de-stress is, one has to not be studying all 24/7. So make sure that you phase out each stage. Just study for 1 hour, then leave a gap for another an hour or half an hour. It depends on person to person. So you have to work through your stress mechanism. You need to understand and work accordingly. So
Can
for
you
me, it was not very stressful because I started, the preparation early. So it was not very stressful.
Okay. Can you please share with us one or two other of these scientific ways that you said of study?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, one can look it up on the internet. There is this, people usually remember the fondest of the memories. That's because people say that you are remembering it again and again. So it's not that alone. There is this other factor that makes the connection in the brain stronger. So you need to be making it a pleasurable. Learning should be a pleasurable event. So uh, that is one aspect, that you need to like and study whatever you should not stress too much on what you're studying. And the other thing is this active recall that I talked about, is that you need to test yourself periodically. So what you learn actually decays, like decays fast. After 10 days you will not be remembering it the same time. So instead of learning it again, you need to test yourself. So you need to write mock exams. In that case, mocks are very useful. If you're going to buy a guide, you'll have tons of mock exam based on chapters, based on question papers. So you can attempt it and you know the weaker spot, and that actually is, strengthens the connection much more than learning it again and again.
Thank you, Mukund. I hope a lot of students will be able to adopt this and study better. Finally, what is your advice for GATE aspirants, and how hard would you say they will have to study to get a good All India rank?
Actually, hard work is one thing. There are two schools of thought. What do you prefer, hard work or smart work? What do you think is the best one?
Hard work or
Smart work.
um, I think a little bit of both are involved.
True, we are on the same page. Actually, they are the two different sides of the same coin. So hard work is in the initial parts where you need to learn all the subjects and the syllabus. You need to cover the syllabus. And as I said, if a person is clear and if you start preparing from second year, I think that should be very fine. You can cover all the topics uh, easily. And smart work comes in the strategy wise of the question. As I said, you need to pick the right questions to answer. So it requires both of it, and put the 100%, whatever your 100%, just put it, and don't stress too much that I need to get within this rank or that rank. Just put your 100%, all your efforts, and leave the rest, because it's not like a do or die situation. You can do it again. If you want, you can write it again. If it's not you didn't get the best of mark.
Yeah, thank you, Mukund. I hope that a lot of
No.
aspirants who are watching this video will find all your tips and tricks and whatever you told us very useful. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview. Thank you.